When it comes to lures that consistently put walleye in the boat, few have the reputation of the Rapala Shad Rap SR-5. At just 2 inches long and weighing 3/16 of an ounce, it's not a flashy bait. In fact, its simplicity is part of what makes it so deadly. Built from balsa wood with a buoyant body and a tight, lifelike wobble, the SR-5 looks and moves like small baitfish walleye feed on every single day. For decades, it has been a go-to crankbait for anglers who need something reliable, and that simply works. One of the reasons this lure shines for walleye is its natural depth range. The SR5 dives between 4 and 9 feet, depending upon line choice and retrieve speed, which happens to be right in the zone where walleye love to hunt. Cast it along rocky drop-offs, weed edges, or shallow flats, and you're immediately putting it where the fish are most likely to be. Add to that the buoyant rise when paused, and you've got a lure that imitates a wounded baitfish struggling to escape, a presentation that walleye just can't resist. Getting the most out of the Shad Rap means setting it up correctly, and that starts with your line and tackle. The SR5 performs best on lighter setups with 6 to 8 pound fluorocarbon or monofilament. Fluorocarbon helps the bait to dive a little deeper, while monofilament adds stretch, which is helpful when walleye nip at the lure instead of crushing it. Pair that with a medium light spinning rod and reel, and you'll have the sensitivity to detect subtle strikes along with enough backbone to set the hook firmly. There are two primary ways anglers use the Shad Rap SR5 to target walleye: casting and trolling. Casting is straightforward but highly effective. Work it along structure where walleye lie in wait, such as weed lines, riprap, and edges of submerged timber. Cast beyond the target area, then retrieve slowly, letting the lure wobble naturally through the strike zone. Mix in pauses every few turns of the reel and let the lure rise slightly, then dive again when you resume. Those pauses are often what a following walleye decides to bite in the end. Trolling, on the other hand, allows you to cover much more water and locate schools of active fish. Running the SR5 behind the boat at about 1.5 to 2.5 miles per hour keeps it right in the sweet spot for walleye. Longer line lengths, anywhere from 80 to 100 feet back, help the bait track naturally. The Shad Rap's ability to hold depth and run true makes it a legendary trolling lure for walleye. Color selection is another important factor. In clear water, natural patterns like silver, shad, or perch blend in perfectly with what walleye are already feeding on. In stained or low light conditions, brighter finishes such as fire tiger or hot steel or chartreuse shad give the fish a bold target they can easily spot. This one happens to be fire tiger that you're looking at right now. The great thing about the SR5 is the wide range of finishes available, so you can always have the right option for the conditions. Of course, timing plays a role as well. Walleye feed most aggressively during low light periods, making dawn, dusk, and overcast days prime times to fish the SR5. On bright sunny days, you may need to fish it slower or in deeper water to keep that bite coming. Adding just a little chop to the water also helps, since walleye rely heavily on their vision to feed and are more comfortable when the surface is slightly disturbed. At the end of the day, fishing the Rapala Shad Rap SR5 for walleye is about confidence and patience. It's not a lure that always produces instant, explosive strikes. Instead, its strength is in its consistency. Cast after cast, troll after troll, it delivers a natural action that convinces fish over time. That's why anglers have been relying on it for generations and why it continues to earn its place in tackle boxes everywhere. The Rapala Shad Rap SR5 is proof that a small, simple crankbait can deliver big results. When matched with the right setup, worked through productive water, and paired with the right colors, it becomes one of the most reliable tools for catching walleye. If you're looking for a lure that has stood the test of time and continues to perform, the SR5 is a lure you'll never regret fishing. Take care, my friends.